My name is Christopher Lee Brownell Jr. and welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting a new movie review series and that is The Terminator. So far I've seen The Terminator 4 times and is my favorite action movie of all time. Yes, this is an action sci-fi film, not a horror film, not a slasher film. And here's the reason why. For me, here I go with this word again, but I can't fathom why people call this a horror or a slasher film. My only theory why people could say this is a horror film because of the dark tone to it. When a movie does have a dark tone to it, it doesn't mean it's a horror movie. For me, what makes an action movie? Lots of chasing scenes, lots of shooting with guns, and most definitely lots of stunts. And there are tons of this in this movie. Maybe at that time in 1984 they haven't seen an action movie in a dark, gritty, serious, very violent tone. And since this came out in 1984, the first half in the 80s in the whole subgenre, the slasher films was very dominant. So the Terminator kind of got lumped into that whole genre of it. And I do like my action movies have a dark, gritty, and serious tone to it. Because for me, it's very much believable. And I don't like what Hollywood is doing with these action movies in the last 10 to 15 years. The stuff now you see nowadays with the half of the Terminator sequels and the latter half of the Fast and Furious franchise is what I call throw-up action movies. Throw-up action movies are what you see in action movies. There's no serious tone to it. It's not believable. It gets way out there for sake being out there. It's avant-garde for just being avant-garde. It's the over-top sensational for being over-the-top sensational. It gets messy to me. Maybe that's why I can't get into the later on sequels to the Terminator, Fast and Furious franchise, and sorry to break your heart, people, but I can't get into superhero movies either. Most definitely the Marvel Universe. For me, personally, it just feels so messy to me. Because, like I said, it's the over-top sensational for just being over-top sensational. Now, let's get into the positives. Number one, the acting and the characters. The acting is bar none amazingly great. This is what I call award-nominated or award-winning performances. You could see the passion in these actors and actresses' eyes and in their body movement. Most definitely at Cal and Sarah's performances, played by Michael Biehn and Linda Hamilton. My favorite performance scene in this film is when Sarah was watching Cal's sessions on the tape. When Cal got insane towards the end, you could see the passion in the eyes and in the body movement of the actor. When they started the session, it starts off with calmness, but towards the end he went full insane because he was trying to convey to the cops that the Terminator is out there to kill. Linda Hamilton did a great job as Sarah Connor. I could see why tons of people love her and people think she is the star of this film and the franchise. For me personally, I think Arnold Schwarzenegger is the star of the film and the franchise. When people come to see a Terminator film, they come to see him. The reason why I think that when I was a kid, I had heard of the Terminator and Arnold Schwarzenegger before. The first time I watched the Terminator was in November 2019. When I was a kid, Arnold built an amazing resume. He was a bodybuilder, a big-time movie star, and a politician. And when I was a kid, he was in so many cult classic movies like The Predator, Twins, Kindergarten Cop, Conan the Barbarian, True Lies, and Commando. Movies like that. So that's why I think that. And Linda Hamilton is just known for this role. Only hardcore Linda Hamilton fans know every role she has been in. Almost every Arnold's movies has reached into the pop culture. The only Linda Hamilton movie that reached the pop culture was The Terminator. If you go down the street and talk to the average people, when you ask what the names that Arnold Schwarzenegger has been in, people will come up at least 3 to 5 movies of his. And I guarantee The Terminator will be their first choice. When you ask what are the names that Linda Hamilton been in, people will give you one, maybe two, rarely three movies of hers. And all the people will put the Terminator as their first choice. Sorry to sorry about the rant, but sometimes you have to rant to get your point across. But anyways, Linda Hamilton did a great job. Her performance in this movie was fantastic. I absolutely love her character arc or development in this movie. Going from this quiet and shy person to this badass, fearless, powerful, and strong woman. And this is a textbook example of how to do a great character arc. And Arnold Schwarzenegger did great as the Terminator. I love the imposing, intimidating figure of the Terminator. For me, he is my favorite Terminator that I have seen. I have seen the first three, the beginning of 4, I fell asleep, middle of it. I haven't seen 5, only seen the beginning of the latest film, Terminator Dark Fate. I know lots of people is fans of the second Terminator that we got in Terminator 2. Probably lots of the features and special advancements that T-1000 had over this Terminator. And another thing, back in Arnold's early days, he did look like a robot. So I could buy the performance and why he's a robot. Gonna get some drinking water. Gonna do a lot of talking in this video. And the second positive is the subtle humor. I don't mind when other genres uses comedy; it doesn't bug me. But there was a subtle, not comedy, but humor in a few scenes, like when the kid put, I think it was ice cream down Sarah's apron, and another humor scene where the Terminator says the word "fuck you asshole," but it sounded like "fuck you asshole." For me, when I said that, I have to rewind a couple times because I thought it was funny a little bit. And number 3 is the oh shit moments. There are 2 oh shit moments in this film. The first one comes in, Sarah, Cal, and the Terminator was at the club, and all the 3 of them locked eyes on each other for the first time in this film. The reason why that was an oh shit moment, because that's the point of the movie where things are going to pick up. The second oh shit moment in the movie, and I literally mouthed when the first time I saw this, and that is when Sarah and Kyle thought they defeated the Terminator, and the Terminator turned into an actual looking machine. The reason why it was an oh shit moment, because those 2 characters and us, the audience, thought it was all over. Then just seconds later, the Terminator formed into an actual looking machine. Because we know that shit's about to go down, and it did. And the big reason why those 2 scenes were an oh shit moment, and it bleeds into my next positive, and that is the score. The score in this movie is a fucking genius of a masterpiece. It's top-notch brilliant. The score is done by Brad Fiedel. The score is so iconic. There are just a handful of iconic themes or scores in this. There are just a handful of iconic themes or scores, and this is one of them. And it was used at the right moments, like in my ocean moments. That's the big reason why I said there were an ocean moment, because those themes that he used in those moments are just daunting in a way, because you just know that shit's about to go down. And when the classic Terminator theme plays in the opening, you know you will be in for a fun ride, and it was a fun ride. I actually really enjoyed this film. Number 4 is the action. Since this is an action movie, you gotta talk about the action, baby, because the action was brilliantly good. The action delivers. The execution of it was executed perfectly. It was thrilling to watch. This is one of the few action movies that I have seen where the action is not the forefront, and that's how it should be. Hollywood, the action should not be really the forefront. Then the storyline is the forefront in this movie. The action that action is not there for action's sake. That's how typically Hollywood throw up action movies are nowadays. The action in this film are placed perfectly. The action should not drive the plot forward. The storyline should drive the plot forward. And what I mean by that, if every 5 minutes in an action movie is nothing but action, the weird and sensational stuff starts to happen. And then it will be unrealistic. I know sometimes you have to suspend your disbelief to a certain point. I know in this film the action and this stuff can't happen, but they did a great job of making you believe this actually could happen. Number 5, the visual effects. Lots of people say the visual or special effects didn't age. For me, they did. They look great. The special effects for me aged really well. I don't see really aging stuff, but I don't watch really any modern day action movies. The person who did the effects, and he did the effects throughout the Terminator series, was Stanley Winston. Probably looked more spectacular as the series progresses, but in this one it's not so bad. I don't see any weird or off-putting stuff. Number 6, the cinematography. For the time they were in, the cinematography was good. Definitely in the action genre, because we probably have seen an action movie like this taken so seriously. I don't know what they shot the original Terminator on. Google didn't say, but yeah, they say what the Terminator 2 Judgment they shot on. Anyways, they probably shot on something that was brand new at that time. Cinematography was done by Adam Greenberg. He captured every shot beautifully, definitely in the action sequence. And my last positive is the directing. James Cameron, and that's another positive. I have seen 2 movies that was directed by it. So far, 2 movies that I haven't that. So far, the 2 movies that I have seen are really great. This one and Terminator 2. That's the only 2 movies of his that I've seen. He know how to change the games and how to make an impactful, revolutionary films. Even though probably half of his stuff won't make my top 50 movies of all time, I know he's a damn good director and know what he's doing. So that will be it from this for the 1984 The Terminator. What do you guys think about this film down below? Is this your favorite of the franchise? Do you consider this an action and horror genre? And if so, tell me why. Because I still don't get why people call this a horror film or slasher film. I consider this an action sci-fi film. Sorry about that. But thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, share, comment, and hit the notification bell button. Do everything you can to show this. And all my social media links are down below in the description. Also, what do you prefer, T1 or T2? Lots of people say T1, lots of people say T2. So, and next month I will be reviewing Terminator 2 Judgment Day. So thanks for watching, and remember, stay badass.